Welcome back. Your dreams were your ticket out. Welcome back to that same old place that you laughed about. Well, the names have all changed since you hung around, but those dreams have remained and they've turned around. Who'd have thought they'd lead ya? Who'd have thought they'd lead ya? Back here where we need ya. Back here where we need ya. Yeah, the G's in my lot, 'cause we got him on the spot. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back.
Welcome back. All right, give it a stretch. Oh, that's good. Oh, that's really good. Oh, that one right there is good. All right, welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. All right. So hopefully that last work session was a productive one for you. For me, not too bad. I actually switched over the solar batteries from the one that's been kind of like acting up to the one that's been I was using as a backup, but it's newer and it has more capacity. So I'm thinking I'm just going to switch to that one and use the older one as like a backup if need be. So yeah, so that seems to be working pretty good so far. So that's great. Got that going. I had kind of wait for stuff to like reset and everything. So that was good. I got open the file for the 3D model, so I want to work on that. And but yeah, so making some progress. All right, so for this break session, I want to take a look at this browser, this next generation IDE, as they call it, on their website. Now, I'm team web. I'm a big fan of the web and the internet in general. And anything that I can do on the web, I am going to try and do on the web. So for example, like in this context, coding. Like a lot of my projects I have done through in-browser coding. Like I'll just have a project like in GitHub, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes I might start off with, I might create that GitHub repo with like, I don't know, like Stack Blitz has a bunch of like different templates and stuff. So sometimes I'll just start something from there and like build on it and then send it to GitHub. And then if I need more, I will like open it in GitHub code spaces. You know what I'm saying? Or what I've done before, since I have a whole bunch of credits, and I like the way it works. Bolt, which is also from Stack Blitz. I pay for Stack Blitz, and they like transfer me over to like a Bolt plan, which is pretty dope. So I have a whole bunch of like credits and things. And so I'll start, like, I will put in kind of like the idea that I want using the different libraries I'm looking for, you know what I'm saying? And kind of tell it exactly what I need to do. And it would scaffold it for me. And I do the fine touches and things, right? And again, then save it to like GitHub code spaces. Because I'm terrible. If I do anything local to any local machine, it stays local. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't remember to like push it to GitHub or any of these other things. You know what I'm saying? So if that computer goes down, I lose everything. And so for me, it's just easier to have it like in the cloud, backed up there. And whenever I make changes, I make it directly to like the GitHub repo. And so that way it's always the same. And then it deploys to wherever I'm setting it to, right? And so for me, it just makes it a little bit easier of a use case for me. You know what I'm saying? And the way I work. But I wanted to talk about this other one. So I did download a IDE recently. I haven't got a chance to play around with it because I've been working on other stuff. So I figured I'd take this break to look more into it and see what I can actually do with it, right? So I'm posting a link to the website. So it'll be next to the recording of this video on untilit.works. But what I want to talk about today is a new IDE from the good folks at Google. Now, it's a fork of VS Code, which pretty much like is like the standard in-browser IDE that I've seen is a fork of VS Code. Everything I've seen has been using that. So pretty dope. So it's familiar with folks, right? So that's what they're doing here, but they're adding their AI goodness to it. You know what I'm saying? Like with the different models that they have, right? And so I downloaded it on my other laptop. It's not on this one. That's another thing. With like developing in the cloud, you know what I'm saying, in the browser, is that I can just go to another random laptop. I wouldn't suggest that, but I, like, you know, in a pinch, if I needed to, I would be able to like make changes on a laptop that doesn't have my whole IDE or anything loaded onto it, and be able to make changes, push it, and have the changes show up in my project. You know what I'm saying? So that's another reason I like doing it in the cloud. But this seems pretty cool. Now, I'm not exactly sure what I would use it for, so that's why I want to kind of take a look and take this time in this break to check it out. So if anybody's ever used anti-gravity from Google, let me know what you think about it and what you use it for. All right. And again, I like the website. It's very nice. And then they get you experience liftoff with the next generation IDE, and you can download. You can also, it recognizes that I'm on a Windows machine because on my Mac, it said, hey, download for Mac. You know what I'm saying? And then explore use cases. That's pretty dope. So I'm just going to scroll down because I want to see the use cases. I've seen this site before. And so, but I didn't dive too deeply into it. Figured out, during a break session. So let's check out. Welcome to Google Anti-Gravity. I'm guessing this is like a explainer, like a intro video. So let's check this out.
Every breakthrough in model intelligence for coding encourages us to rethink what development should look like. Gemini 3 is our latest such model advancement. So we went out to build the next step change of an.
Side note, I'm on the pro tier on this account for like Google, the Gemini stuff, and Gemini 3 is kind of dope. It's pretty dope. I used it. So now any sort of like decisions I want to make, I have an idea of what I want to do, but I'm always like, well, what's another point of view, right? And with like Gemini, it has like the access to the internet, like the world's knowledge. So I know it can think of things that I didn't think about when coming to my decision. So what I'll do is, for example, I was booking plane tickets, right? And there was two different plane tickets with two different air carriers, right? And so I took a screenshots of it, you know what I'm saying? And it's a long distance trip, right? And so I want to make sure I'm comfortable and I'm rested for the work I'm going to be doing when I get there, right? So I put in the different criteria that I was thinking about, you know what I'm saying? Like as far as like, how are the planes, how are the seats, all these other things, right? And like the time, because it's like, well, I think they both arrived around the same time, so that didn't really matter. But like there's different lengths, you know what I'm saying? One had 2 stops, one was just like one layover stop, right? And so I was like, all right, I have an idea for what I want, but let me, ask Gemini to see what it thinks, right? Do research. So they have like the deep research. That's what I pretty much use all the time. The deep research and the Gemini 3 together, right? And so I told her what I was looking for, put in the screenshots, and it came up with this really dope report, you know what I'm saying? And it kind of like broke it all down. And at the end, it did go with what I was thinking, but what I didn't think of were things like, it was like, all right, well, this one you have to pay for the meals, right? Like I didn't even think about that. And this other one comes with the meals, right? And then another one was like, because of the shorter distance, like in between like the layover or whatever, like it said that my circadian rhythms, like I wouldn't be able to actually get like rest during that shorter one. You know what I'm saying? And I would be kind of like rushing from like to get for the because they knew the airport that I was going to, and it's like, well, you may be rushing, so you might be tired because you didn't get enough sleep, and then to rush, you know what I'm saying, and then to get the other flight, and if you're rushing and you miss that flight, they don't have that many flights out that airport to where you're going, so you might have to spend like a day, so you might be late. Whereas the other one, like, okay, the longer one, you'd be able to catch some pretty good rest. You know what I'm saying? The airport, like the first airport, well, okay, the overseas airport, because the first 2 are just in the US. So it's not like I'm, you know what I'm saying? The first one was you're out of the country, like from I'm in Florida. So from Florida, you're out of the country directly. Whereas this one, the first layover is still in America. You know what I'm saying? So if anything, you know what I mean, I'm still on home soil. And it was saying like, all right, well, that other first international, that layover international spot is like a pretty good airport. It's like for where you're going, they have like multiple flights out and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So if anything, you can like switch. And so I thought about this whole other lot of stuff, and I thought that was pretty dope. And yeah, so it it reinforced my decision with more information. So now for next time, I can think of other things to be able to as factors in my decision kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? So neither here there, but I just want to say Gemini 3 is pretty dope. Even I think I could have gotten that with Gemini 2 before 2.5, but Gemini 3 is pretty dope from what I've seen so far. So yes, and especially with like the deep research, A+. All right, here we go.
IDE. Introducing Google Anti-Gravity, a new way of working for this next era of agentic intelligence. It is the ideal agentic development home base. Does it have an IDE? Yes, but it also has a whole lot more. We started with the core IDE and added pieces that evolve the IDE towards an agent-first future, such as browser use, asynchronous interaction patterns, and an additional novel agent-first product form factor, helping you experience liftoff.
Your new focus is architecting the solution, not implementing every single step. So congratulations. You have been elevated to a manager of agents. Instead of an agent living in your tools are now instruments for many agents. The agent begins to work autonomously by creating an implementation plan and activating multiple surfaces to complete your request. Our agent is more capable, tackling complex tasks, and even doing so in parallel, letting you ship more than ever before.
You can verify your code quality at a glance, then ship with absolute confidence.
There's one like I noticed. It's like the first guy, his chair lifted off. The second guy, I don't think. What did they do? Because it looks like they're trying to. He picked up the mug, but was it like floating?
Now, instruments.
I know there's like a bunch of floating things, and then the trees were moving. I'm sorry, I noticed random things. So I was kind of wondering, like, what is the Easter egg or whatever? Because he just picked up the cup. Like it didn't. And I don't know how I feel about just being a manager of agents now. Like, I'm not sure. Again, I haven't really played with it. Yeah, see, I wonder, was he supposed to have something like floating? I was looking for this to maybe floating or maybe his chair or something. Or maybe like it would be kind of cool, like if these clacker things here, if that was floating, that'd be cool. All right. I don't see anything. But the next guy, his chessboard was floating. So I'm wondering, was there supposed to be something here? I don't know. But let's keep moving. Hold on. Get back to where we were. Okay, here we go.
Verify your code quality at a glance, then ship with absolute confidence. The agent can automatically take browser screenshots of bug fixes or even screen recordings of feature implementations, proving the work was done and tested. By providing these instant, verifiable artifacts, you can confidently trust and merge the code without hours of manual review.
Anti-gravity eliminates the pain of trying to polish near-perfect results by easily guiding the agent's 90% solution all the way to 100%. Now let's say the agent produces a landing page mockup with Nano Banana, and you now want to make some UI adjustments. You can give visual comments, just like a designer, letting you leave feedback exactly where the problem is. And you can also leave comments on code diffs, or feedback on screen recordings of browser use. It's a brand new way of collaborating with agents, and you're going to love it.
Say goodbye to what held you down before. Welcome to Google Anti-Gravity.
Oh, that's interesting. Wait, that background, was that background different? No, I think it was the same background. They just like cropped out those folks. Okay. All right, so that's pretty dope. Now, what I'm interested in and what I might try, I'm interested in that Nano Banana where it said that they can like generate like a screenshot for a project and then it will actually create it, which I think is pretty cool because I'm looking for my like my business. I have an idea for what I want it to look like. And so I'm wondering if I can tell that to Nano Banana and then in the anti-gravity, have it kind of like scaffolded out. But I got to see what it builds it with because I'm very particular with what frameworks and stuff is used. So, and I've never really done a lot of stuff with like it. I guess agentic, like where it will do all these things for you, like it'll do all these tasks on their own and then come back and report to you. I don't think I've ever done that. At least I noticed like in one of the projects I'm working on, this dashboard, I have like to-dos. So I have like / to do and what I'm trying to do. And I noticed in not Google, GitHub code spaces, like a little button on top of them saying like, what was it? Like delegate to agent. So I'm guessing that's kind of like what I didn't press it. You know what I'm saying? So I wonder if that's what it would do. Like it would do the to-do. Oh, it's interesting. I don't know. I'm scared to try it in my project that I'm working on. Maybe another random project. I might just put a to-do in there and see what it does. But yeah, I saw that. And I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. So maybe that's what this will do. But yeah, Google Anti-Gravity is our agentic development platform. Okay. Evolving the IDE into the agent first era. And again, see, that's the thing. Like, I don't think I've actually done. Yeah, that's pretty cool. These are the actual icons. I like how they're using like, it's not like a video or anything. It's pretty dope. Yeah, I wonder if they used. We know it'd be cool to see if they used anti-gravity to create this website. You know what I'm saying? That'd be interesting to see. Okay, yeah, kind of like how. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Like the page scrolling effect. That's pretty dope. All right, so an AI IDE core. All right, so it looks like it's using. So this is a space flight booking app. Okay, that's cool. The whole anti-gravity thing. And I believe, okay, yeah, the use client thing. So yeah, this is like a React or Next or something, I think. Okay. Google Anti-Gravity's editor view offers tab auto-completion. That's cool. Natural language code commands, really? Like, okay. And a configurable and context-aware configurable agents. I use configurable a lot here. All right, cool. So, oh yeah, so wait, go back, wait, there you go. All right, so yeah, so it knows that it's a space flight booking, right? And so it came up with like the destination and a thing that you can just tab into. That's pretty dope. All right, all right. Oh, they have like a test one. I just noticed. So here's like the page app, and here's page test. Tab showing super complete. So is it making that? Interesting. All right, so higher level abstractions, a more intuitive task-based. I think what was it, Kilo or something from Amazon? They have like an ID as well, and I think theirs is more like spec-based kind of thing. Like, hey, you tell it what you need it to do, and it will like generate it. But okay, so a more intuitive task-based approach to monitoring agent activity. All right. Presenting you with essential artifacts and verification results to build trust. All right. So okay, so there's implementation task. All right. So the task auto proceeded by agent under your review policy. So like it did it. All right. It thought for 4 seconds. And in the project initialization, so it confirmed that the project is using Tailwind CSS version 4. Now I'm configuring the global styles for the space theme and creating the necessary utility files. Damn, okay. So that was the page task we saw before. All right. Oh, and so yeah, it was Next.js. So initializing Next.js application, installing dependencies, scaffolding Next.js, and installing dependencies. I would have thought that the scaffolding would have happened in the initialization. I don't know. I've never done a Next.js project. Scaffolding Next.js in temporary directory and moving to root. Sounds like a lot. Moving files to root and installing additional dependencies. A lot of dependencies. Checking Tailwind version, which was v4, and setting up project structure. Configuring Tailwind v4 and creating utility files, which is, I guess, what it was saying here. Sure. Applying space theme files. Oh, that's cool. So it comes up with its own. All right. And cleaning up homepage. And the design. Oh, damn. That's weird. It doesn't go back when I scroll up. Whatever. All right. What's happening? Okay. All right. So cross-service agents. Synchronize agentic control across your editor, terminal, and browser for powerful development workflows. Okay. All right. So verify changes. I've integrated the gravity profile component into the main page. I guess it tells you the gravity of the planets. Okay, cool. Now I'll verify the changes by checking if the application runs correctly and the gravity profile displayed. That's pretty dope. So it does. So look, yeah, I think it did like a screen record, like they mentioned before. And so verifying the and like screenshots, verifying the changes by checking the browser. All right. So preview, check. So okay, you give yourself a goal. Check if the gravity profile displayed on the page. That's pretty dope. So like it's doing like own unit testings and all this stuff. It's pretty cool. Look for gravity profile text. All right. Check if the gravity value is displayed. All right. Try changing the destination to Mars and check the gravity profile. Okay. Report back what you see. I think it did all this on its own. Like you didn't have to tell it to do that. And yeah, it said playback available. That's pretty dope. Okay. Yeah, like I don't know if you could do that in the browser. I mean, it probably, I don't know. I'm hoping this comes to the browser at some point, but I'm gonna play around with it locally. Like I said, I have a project that I think I'll try this with, especially with the Google, the Nano Banana stuff, because I have an idea of what I want it to look like, but I'm not really a designer. And so I want to kind of see what it would come up with. Like I have an idea in my head about the layout and everything. I want to see what it would come up with. Let's see, create walkthrough. Okay, never mind. User feedback. Intuitively integrate feedback across surfaces and artifacts to guide and refine the agent's work. So I guess, yeah, surfaces like the different, like I said, browser, terminal, IDE, whatever. And then the artifacts, I guess, are these implementation plans. And so, yeah, so you can add comments to stuff. That's pretty cool. Yeah, like in Gemini, when you edit the plan, like and we do the deep research, it copies everything over. Whereas look like this, you can like in the actual plan itself. So that's cool. Okay. A lot of stuff happening there. All right. So then an agent first experience. Now, see, this is what I've never experienced with like an agent first. For me, it's just always been like code first, and this other stuff helps you out. You know what I'm saying? But for it to like do everything, I don't think I've ever. That's going to be something new for me. An agent first experience. Manage multiple agents at the same time across any workspace from one central mission control view. See, and for me, it feels like I'm managing like people. I don't want to be a manager. You know what I'm saying? Like I distinctly do not want to be a manager of anything. Like I just want to do it. But I will see about this. You know what I'm saying? So I'm wondering if all these are different agents. And then you can kind of see what they're doing. Damn, show all 80. There's like 80 tasks in this thing. Inbox. So it's, oh man, so it's like you're checking mail or something. Oh, I don't know. Again, I'm going to reserve judgment. I'm going to check out more. All right, what is this? Okay, built for developers for the agent first era. Ooh, if that's the next era, that's going to be. I don't know how I feel about that. All right, Google Anti-Gravity is built for user trust. Whether you're a professional developer working in a large enterprise code base, I'm kind of like that. A hobbyist vibe coding in their spare time, I do that sometimes, or anyone in between. All right, cool. So they have like these use cases here. So, all right, so this is a video. Let's check this out. So the front-end developer, streamline UX development by leveraging browser in-the-loop agents to automate repetitive tasks. Oh, I'm going over too. Okay, we'll take a quick listen to this. And then we'll watch a couple of these videos and then we'll check out. Maybe I'll do another version of this. I don't know. All right, agent browser verification. All right, it's a minute.
We know that writing code is often not the primary time sink for front-end or full-stack developers. The much more mind-numbing tasks are clicking around and typing the same things over and over to test the functionality or to make sure that your site is responsive to different screen sizes. This is why, in Anti-Gravity, there's such a focus on closing the loop between the editor and the browser. The agent will verify its work within the browser, iterate accordingly, and then report on its results. For example, if I ask Anti-Gravity to modify this website to have a contact form, you'll see that in its implementation plan, there's a full section on how the agent will verify its changes using the browser. After making the code change, the agent can click, scroll, or type to test its new feature. In the final walkthrough, it not only reports that it completed the verification, but also inserts screenshots and recordings. With its browser-in-the-loop verification, Anti-Gravity provides a new way for software engineers to build, leading to a whole new era of front-end and full-stack development.
Okay, that's pretty dope. I like that. You know what I'm saying? Because yeah, it does get kind of like tedious doing the same thing over and over again. And it verifies it. So it's like, running its own tests. It's pretty cool. All right. What's this one? Full stack developer. All right, let's take a look at this one. Shouts to him, full stack developer. All right.
Let's be clear. We don't want to generate a bunch of code that is AI-generated slop. No one builds large-scale systems or fully fleshed out products with slop. This is why in anti-gravity, there is such a focus on agents generating their own plan of verification, executing that plan, and then reporting on its results. For example, if I ask anti-gravity to refactor this class as so, you'll see that when it generates an implementation plan, there is a full section on how the agent plans to verify its change. Specifically, it'll run all these unit tests that it found and make sure it passes. After making the code change, the agent makes sure to run the planned verification. And in the final walkthrough, it reports on the verification. If the agent made a mistake in its work and the verification fails, it is able to detect that and iterate autonomously. We pride ourselves on tightly coupling the polished UX of anti-gravity with agents that you can truly trust.
All right, cool. I was kind of like looking at the recording of what the agent was doing. It's like I saw a couple of, oh, my bad, you know what I'm saying, kind of things. So, all right, let's check out this one. Enterprise developer. All right. Oh, I don't have this thing plugged in. Whoops. I need to plug in my laptop. All right, cool. It's charging. All right. Cool. So, okay, let's check out enterprise developer. All right. And then we'll end this here. And then you can check out more. Again, I posted a link to it, so you can check out more if you want to check it out. All right, here we go.
Any professional developer will tell you that context switching is one of the biggest reasons for lost.
Now it's freezing. Is it because I plugged it in? Hold on, if I unplug it.
Time. Let's face it, we would love to block off a few hours to focus solely on the task at hand, but more often than not, there's some urgent bug.
Yeah, that's weird. Like I unplugged it and it started to work. And then okay, but then I'm on battery saver. All right, let's try this. Let's okay. Yes, I plugged it in. I know. Thank you. All right, let's try this again. Here we go.
Any professional developer will tell you that context switching is one of the.
And now it's buffering. Interesting. All right, well, you know what? That'll be a task for you to complete. Check out this one here, enterprise developer. And yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, okay. All right. But yeah, so I'm probably gonna check out this Google Anti-Gravity Nano Banana Pro. Introducing Google Anti-Gravity. Yeah, okay, and that just came out a couple days ago. Okay, I'm gonna check that out. And you can download it again. Yeah. And, oh, that's kind of cool. Like when you scroll down, the ITY kind of like lifts off. That's pretty dope. I like that. Nice little subtle thing, animation there. All right, cool. But yeah, have you tried anti-gravity? Let me know what you think. You know what? I decided I'm going to try because that nano banana thing got me. So cause I was thinking, okay, I'm gonna have to like, because what I was thinking was, all right, I'm gonna use Gemini. I'm gonna draw out the layout I have in my mind and see what it could do with it. But if I can get Nano Banana to create the screenshot layout and then pass that into Gemini all throughout in anti-gravity, that might be kind of cool. So I'm gonna try that. So that'll be my task to try out anti-gravity. I've decided. All right, cool. I'm gonna get y'all back to work so I can get back to work. Thanks for hanging out. Again, I posted a link to it next to the recording of the video on untilit.works. And yeah, I'll get back to work. Thanks for hanging out, y'all. I'm going to work on this. Oh no, I got to do post radio show promo stuff. I'm gonna do that and then work on this model. All right, thanks for hanging out. See you around 15 minutes after the hour. All right, y'all be easy. I'm gonna send y'all off with some traveling music. This right here is an artist that goes by the name of Anthony Cruz, aka A Butter. The track is all Thank You. Thanks for hanging out, and wish you much productivity. And catch you around. Y'all be easy. Peace. Anthony Cruz, aka A Butter. Thank you.
I wanna say thank you for holding on. When a brother was down and out, now I feel so strong. And I wanna say thank you for being there. When a brother had nowhere to turn to, you were there. And I feel like, yeah. And everybody says, yeah. We spread love like, yeah. I wanna say thank you for holding on. When a brother was down and out, now I feel so strong. And I wanna say thank you for being there. When a brother had nowhere to turn to, you were there. And I feel like, yeah. And everybody says, yeah. We spread love like, yeah. I wanna say thank you for holding on.